What is up, Facebook world? I'm coming to you with my boy Ryan, and we're going to talk about something that I don't think a lot of business owners and employees talk about too often. And it's this concept of intrapreneur versus entrepreneur. And some people have no idea what that term even means as far as an intrapreneur. And I'm just going to say what I believe it to be. And it's you act as an entrepreneur and you work for somebody else, but you run the division that you're in or the department or the office or whatever it is like you're an entrepreneur. You just take the bull by the horns and you freaking run with it to create what you know can be created in the business. So I'm going to introduce Ryan. Ryan?
How's it going, guys?
So Ryan's a really good friend of mine. We also do some business together, and we're about to go eat lunch. And I saw him walking into the restaurant, and I called him, and I'm like, dude, I'm about to do a Facebook Live. You want to be in it? He's like, okay. How do you feel about that, brother?
I mean, on the spot, but we're good.
Okay, cool. And I really wanted to get his take because of the difference between me and him, and then also he has some other stuff as well. But ultimately, I'm going to just ask him some questions. And so Ryan, like, what does it mean to you specifically as far as an intrapreneur versus an entrepreneur?
I mean, I think that, entrepreneur owns a business, runs the business. Intrapreneur is usually kind of brought on as a consultant in the business, or brought on, for partial equity share for, somebody who can improve specific systems inside the business.
Right.
Inherently less risk as an intrapreneur.
Yeah.
Usually somebody that has a specified area of expertise, right? Where we look at, maybe their specificity is recruiting or, lead generation or systems operations, things like that.
Right. Can I just interject real quick?
Yeah.
So one of the most important things that I think he just said is systems, right? Somebody that can bring systems to your business as an entrepreneur has high value to you as a business owner, because those systems can then be replicated in multiple locations or multiple departments or whatever it might be. You can take that one system, as Ryan knows, with some of this crazy, amazing, exciting things that he's working on, that you can just replicate that. Once you have the system down and you actually know that it works and gets the results that you want, you can just flip it a little bit and have that system work for you in multiple different ways. So Ryan, I apologize.
No, you're good. I just think integrally, the entrepreneurial role is a game-changing role, right? Where you're trying to create some sort of market disruption with your vision. And the entrepreneurial role is purely based on value, right? So how much value can an entrepreneur bring into an entrepreneur's existing business?
Right.
In the sense of, kind of the balance of the two, where entrepreneurs usually struggle with resources. Entrepreneurs have all the resources at hand that the company already has.
Right.
And looking at ways to maximize and leverage those to create the maximum potential for whatever business they're brought into.
Right. Dude, that's so great. I'm glad you said that. I think it's like combining those two things. You, intrapreneur, might bring the experience or systems necessary for the entrepreneur to be more successful in what they do. And I think bringing those two things together is absolutely the key to success in a business, because you have to have both those things. You have to have somebody that's driving or leading, and then somebody else that is taking care of the systems and the things that have to be done on a daily basis with your team, with vendors, with other people that you deal with on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. So it's really interesting, because I think a lot of people believe that you have to be an entrepreneur to be super successful. And Garrett, the guy that is the coach at Wake Up Warrior, lives in this $25 million house on Dana Point Beach, whatever the beach is that he lives near. And he said specifically that the majority, probably like 80% of the people that live in his neighborhood, multi-million-dollar properties that have like $100,000 a month mortgages, right? Like, it's crazy, are intrapreneurs. One of the guys actually is a high up VP for Schwinn bicycles, and he's an entrepreneur, and he created this massive amount of wealth and leverage by being an entrepreneur, being the best you possibly can to be able to create the results for the people that you work for. and making sure, as Ryan had mentioned previously, that you're getting rewarded as an entrepreneur, because you are bringing such high value to the company that you should be rewarded with maybe equity share, bonuses, whatever it might be, because you're bringing such high value to the company. Ryan, what else do you feel like saying, my brother?
I just think that, in my experience with business, I think all wise business owners will bring in somebody in that type of role, which is usually, very frequently looked at as a consultant or something like that.
Right.
And have them, plug up some of the holes that are leaking out the bottom of their bucket. Right.
Right.
And in my opinion, it shows a level of maturity as well as humility to understand that most entrepreneurs are not the person to wear all the hats.
Right.
Right. And you will usually lack in certain areas. Frequently, those areas are operation scaling and systems. Right. So having somebody come in who is an expert in those areas to help you scale and actually reap the benefits of what your game-changing idea is a very wise move.
Right, man.
Right.
Yeah, that is it. So have you ever seen the meme that says entrepreneurs are people that work 80 hours a week to avoid working 40 hours a week?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Right? Like, it's so true. But the thing is, if you do it right, you are the guy that works 40 hours or 20 hours or whatever it might be. I mean, when you're in the hustle phase and the growth phase, obviously that's going to be different. But when you build it out, like he said, operations, scaling, and systems, once you build that out and you have a team in place of intrapreneurs, like, that is the team. And I love what he said as far as a level of maturity and humility, because I think a lot of times when you're starting your company and getting it rolling, you're trying to do everything. And it might be because you have a lack of funds or whatever it might be, cash flow. But there's a certain point that you have to flip that. You have to switch that, because you have to go from the scarcity to moving towards abundance. And that's what I think Ryan's getting at is, hey, look, you can try to continue to do all of this on your own. You are one person and you're only going to make it so far. What if you actually brought a team of people that could just help you crush it?
It's like a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
It's just like hiring a cheat sheet or a shortcut in a video game.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
Press A, B, up, and
Right.
Unlock the true potential of your business.
Right, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, brother. So get the cheat code. If you are a business owner and you're looking to grow and expand and scale, determine what the best way to do that will be by bringing on somebody that will act like a true intrapreneur. That's what I think you have to seek, is a true intrapreneur. You have to pay them well, you have to treat them well, have them stay with you long term, grow with you. And if everything is in place, it works out so well for everybody, right? So one of the things that I remember Alex Hormozy talking about is, how much are you willing to give up to get what you want? And that's for another time, but like he says it best. Any thoughts on that, brother?
I mean, anything that, without sounding too preachy, but anything that Alex says is usually gospel.
Right, dude.
When it comes to the business world. So
100%.
He usually won't steer anybody in the wrong direction at all. That's
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
So
I kind of echo those sentiments, because Alex is probably worth a couple $100 million by now. I don't know exactly, but dude, he has built a company and sold it and then acquired something else, and now he's in the business to acquire other companies and help them grow. And his website is actually called acquisition.com. It is so valuable if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an intrapreneur. It is ridiculous. It's amazing. So I would tell you to check that out. And this is me giving Alex Hormozy some love, who Ryan actually knows personally.
Yep.
And because he's provided so much value in my life, I'm kind of promoting him, because it's been amazing. Like, if you go to acquisition.com, you can go through the process of how he built his companies and how you can scale your companies. It's amazing, and it's free. He gives it away all for free, and that's the crazy part. And he gives you like downloads and cheat sheets, like Ryan was saying earlier, all of the good stuff. So my friends, I ask you, are you an intrapreneur? Are you an entrepreneur? Or are you just an employee? And any of those are okay. The thing is, the people that create value in a business for the entrepreneur, or that can come in and help an entrepreneur scale and grow, those are the people that will stay the longest, have the most value, and get paid the most. And if you're going to work, which I don't know anybody that doesn't have to work unless they're independently wealthy. You might as well make it the best possible experience for you and the person that you work for. All right, brother, you got 5 seconds. Any wise words?
Oh man, I mean, just remember, stay humble, stay open to, you know, people's ideas, internal employees, whatever, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people have really smart ideas if you give them the time to listen.
That's right. Listen.